Hey underdogs, welcome back to Underdogs Rise with myself, Christopher Griffiths. Today we're going to be discussing about moving forward without certainty. This is something I've struggled with most of my life. The courage to still move with fear being present. You see, clarity often follows movement, and it's not the other way around. See, there is a moment where every underdog reaches the edge of their unknown, when not everything is clear, but when everything is uncertain. You don't have the full plan. You don't have the guarantees. You don't have the confidence. All you have is that inner quiet knowing that staying here is no longer an option. We've been taught, conditioned to wait for certainty, the guarantee. But the underdog learns something deeper. Clarity doesn't come before momentum or movement. It comes because of it. Welcome to Underdogs Rise, where we rise together. There is a myth about certainty. If it were required before growth, no one would ever change. Most of our biggest shifts didn't begin with confidence. They began with discomfort. Certainty is often fear disguised as logic. I'll move when I understand more. I'll act when I feel ready. I'll choose when I'm sure. But life, as you may already be aware, it doesn't reward waiting. It rewards movement. The underdog within you doesn't ask, am I certain? They ask, am I willing? Something I am still shifting into is trusting the process, and trusting the process over the outcome. And this is the shift. This is the shift that changes everything. To stop trusting outcomes and to start trusting the process. Outcomes are unpredictable and processes are lived, they're felt and they're experienced. When you obsess over results, you freeze. But when you trust, and when you trust the process, you move. And you move with purpose. The underdog doesn't say, I need to know how it ends. They say, I'm willing to walk the path even without guarantees. And sometimes that process is the proof that you need. You don't need certainty to act. You need values. Certainty is emotional and values are directional. Ask yourself, does this choice I'm about to make align with who I want to be and who I want to become? If the answer is yes, of course you move. But the answer is no. Even if your voice shakes, even if fear is loud, even if doubt is present, the underdog doesn't move because they feel safe. They move because they refuse to betray their values. Most people, including myself, have tried to escape uncertainty with living in the mind. Overthinking, overanalyzing, avoiding. But growth isn't just a mental event. It's a bodily one. And staying embodied in the unknown means feeling fear without running away from it. Breathing through the uncertainty instead of numbing it. Letting your body experience movement without needing control. The underdog doesn't disassociate from the unknown. They stay present with inside it. And that's where real courage is born. So here is your invitation. Not a massive leap. Not a perfect play. Just one aligned step. One message sent. One boundary spoken. One decision made. One truth acknowledged. Not because you're certain, but because it's aligned. You don't need clarity to move. You need honesty. Take a breath with me. Pause and breathe in through your nose and hold for a moment. Releasing out fully, out through your mouth. And close your eyes. And ask yourself, what am I delaying out of fear? If I stop waiting for certainty, what would I do next? What does action actually feel like in my body? Tightness, excitement, resistance, energy. And if clarity only follows movement, what is one step I've been avoiding? Remember this, family. You are not lost. You are not failing. And you are not behind. You are simply walking a path where certainty is not available yet. And maybe it was never meant to be. Because the underdog doesn't rise by knowing the future. They rise by trusting themselves in the present. So move. Not where fear disappears. Not where clarity arrives. Not when certainty is guaranteed. Move while your hand shakes. Move when your heart races. And move while the unknown stands in front of you. Because clarity is not the starting point. Courage is. Underdogs rise. And we rise together. Not because they are certain. Because they chose movement. Until next time, remember, you are returning home. And home is where your heart is.